Okay. So I'm gonna take it back a little bit. We have some new people on the call. So, and my strategy, I think is pretty simple. Okay. I think it's real simple. That's all I'm gonna say. Um, and it's basically trading from zone to zone, but also making sure you incorporate and understand market structure in the process. Because, and let me undo what I just did. Because once price gets to a zone, you still have to follow basic market structure, right? So what I like to do is go to the daily. I like to look for strong key levels. And you don't have to go back and look like back in 10 years ago. You can actually find on the daily, you can find it either I just did that. You can find it where price is currently located. So for instance, right here, this was a strong key level. So price pushed up, pulled back, and pushed up. Now we're on the daily. So anywhere where price, I don't do the internal ones, but I will do the strong levels. As you can see, there's a zone right here. And as far as marking it up, you don't have to be precise. The reason I mark it up is because when price gets to that zone, and I use the black bar, just so when price gets to that zone, I know to, in my head, to look to see what's going on, right? Or I know where I'm taking my, if something happens in that trade, I know where I'm taking my zone from, taking my TP, and that's going to be from one zone to the next. So for instance, this was a strong level here. Price came and, but we're still, like I said, we're looking at market structure. So that's the first thing we should do. Check out market structure. Okay. Right here, price was going bullish. So I marked up this zone here as a strong level of structure. I marked up my high here, which is a strong level of structure. Just because price came, reacted, it came back, reacted. Now again, it prices here again. So I'm expecting a reaction, whether it's to the downside or whether it's to continue to the upside. Okay. So with that being said, there we go. So with that being said, I still am looking at market structure. If I'm looking at the big picture, price has been bullish for a while now. Since about price started going up since about 2020. But when I look at the even bigger picture, as you can see, I have this swing high here, a major key level. And so I'm just going to draw the key level here. Send it to the right, send it to the left. And if I just go back, I can see that this was a strong key level. It was a level here, it reacted, a level here, reacted, level here, reacted. So this was a very strong key level. So I am expecting price to continue buying up to this zone here. Okay. Now, price could, as we see, price, if you're trading or understand imbalance, if you understand imbalance, and if you have any questions about anything I explained, please either write it in the chat or unmute yourselves and you can ask away. I don't bite, okay? I do not bite. Okay. So you have
Got it.
huh?
I said I got it. I went
Yes,
back
don't
and I watched a couple of your beginner training videos
mm-hmm.
from like December. I think I
Mm-hmm.
just made it to January. So I'm following.
Okay. Okay. Good, 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 good. So once you identify your zone, and like I said, you can either mark it up from the like I said, from the big picture. I would leave this here. And matter of fact, I'm gonna leave this here. I'm gonna lock it so I don't remove it. I'm gonna leave that there because once price gets here, I need to know that this is an area, a strong area of resistance, right? Um, so once it gets here, I'm expecting it to do something. I'm not expecting it to sell. I'm not expecting it to buy. I'm just expecting it to do something. So once price gets to that zone, and 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 I'm saying that this may take some time, right? This may take a week or two, maybe even 3 to get up there. But as of right now, we're at a key level, right? We're at a key level. We're not only at a key level, we're at an area of imbalance.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm expecting price to now that because I'm following market structure, pull back. This was the last swing. So now I'm expecting price to either come up, create a double top, or sweep the top, pull back in, and then sell back down to here, maybe even down to here. We never know what the market's going to do, right? But I'm going to react based on what price is telling me. So right now I'm at a zone. So now I'm just waiting. This is how it ended for the day. This is how it ended for the week. It gave me a bullish order block. So in my mind, I have a bullish order block with rejection from my zone, from this area of from my
Lower key area.
if because this was the last swing, right? On
Mm-hmm.
the was it the daily? Yeah. So on the daily, this was my last swing. So price pulled back into that swing. It did not break that low. It did not break this low and then started pushing back up to the top side. So I'm expecting price to continue up. That's what I'm expecting. A price is going to do what it wants to do. I personally, I do not trade. I'm not a fundamental trader. But I am aware that fundamentals play a part in the market. I'm just trading strictly technical and what price is showing me it's going to do. Okay. So again, I'm expecting it to keep pushing up. I know we were waiting for a sale. I know we were waiting for a sale. But if you look at price has not broken any major swing lows. And I say that if we're looking at market structure, I mean, we have this high, this low, this high, this higher low, higher high, higher low, high. These are like equal highs. And if you're using the wick, it might be a little higher. So right now, I'm just kind of expecting, even if this pulled back, right? Even if this pulled back. Now, if this breaks this low, I'm guessing price may, well, let me rephrase that because I'm a firm believer that price for me did not break this high Okay, and this is on the daily. If I went down to a smaller time frame, I trade off the 1 hour, the 4 hour, or the 1 hour, mostly the 1 hour. So I need price to either break through here and then pull back for the continuation. As we can see, we close with, this could be a triple top. You could have a tap here, a tap here, a tap here. It is very much a strong level of resistance. So it is going to be a zone where price is going to react. So if price broke this low here, then I would be looking for the pullback and then the sell down to this zone here.
So for me, Kim,
Mm-hmm.
um, I think my biggest issue is I always can see like what the instructor is saying, and I even like come up with my own strategy as well. And I can
Mm-hmm.
see it as clear as day
Mm-hmm.
until we're in a live market.
Okay.
So, what is your suggestion or advice for,
So
because it's
let
like
me,
you can't foresee what's going to happen, so you're just anticipating. But even when the candles are actually moving and you're in a live market, how
yeah.
are you able to track it and kind of like knowing when, and do you set like alerts, things like that?
I set a ton of alerts. Um, so when you say on Sunday, you hop on your computer, you look at what pair, do you trade a specific pair or?
Um, I've gotten introduced to US 30 a long time ago.
Ooh,
So that's, yeah, that's really what I'm comfortable with. And I
okay,
also started trading JER 30
okay,
um because I just found it easier to just trade at night when, things were a little
and then,
quiet in the
yeah,
market.
yeah,
Um, but I'm even learning some more things about JER 30 because it typically doesn't start really moving until closer to New York session anyway.
mm-hmm,
So, and then I was just tired of like losing so much sleep and not really being as profitable as I thought I should be.
yeah. So
So,
Judge
but I mean,
30,
I'm open to like I'm looking at you know, GJ. I'm open to, whatever works. I just want to
so
be able to
I
understand.
will I will say this, both Baba and I, we were taught pretty much by the same people or person or people. Um, and when I started learning how to trade, that was what US 30 was what I learned on. So that's why US 30 has always been, my pair, my instrument to trade. And then I fell in love with GJ. Um, so I understand it moves, but you definitely have to know with indices. Indices is not a indices are not items that I would trade. I would swing trade. From what I know about US 30, I know for sure that if you're trading the trend of US 30 and you get in at the right entry, you are at least going to get a minimum of 150 pips. That's what I know for sure about US 30. So, and then I am also a trade the trend. Like I'm trading the trend. I can counter trend. However, what I learned about myself trying to counter trend is that that's when I get lost in on the chart. That's when I get lost on the chart. So my advice would be to definitely trade the trend. And for instance, what I mean by that is this is the daily chart. I think it was on the was it on the 4 hour today? Um when I saw this on US 30, I'm like, okay, here. market structure. That's always the first thing I look at. Like, what is price doing? Giving me higher highs and higher lows. So now I'm like, okay, if price pulls back, I'm expecting to get in a buy. I'm not trying to trade all this backwards. And this is GJ, but same thing, same difference, right? I'm not trying to trade all of this backwards. When and how, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days before it pushed down, opposed to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days to shoot up, if to go bullish. And if you trade the trend, that is what's going to happen for you. Like, my recommendation is to be patient, trade the trend. So I waited for price to come back here and then took it up to this next zone. So that is something that I wish somebody would have told. Like, I hear people say trade the trend all the time. Matter of fact, the person that taught me always said trade the trend, but he traded both ways, back and forth, back and forth. So if that was some advice I can give, that would be what I would give, like, trade the trend. So once price got, matter of fact, let me go back. So I would mark up my, because I would want price to come back to my zone, but that may not happen, because if you're trading the trend, that I'm sure that's probably the 78 that it came back to. It came back to the 78. So are you familiar with the fib?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So I would definitely, on the higher time frame, or you can do, again, it all depends on what type of trader you are. If you're a swing trader, if you're an intraday trader, either way, to me, the swing is the swing. And this is still the swing for me. And then you have these little internal ones that you can use. But once price came back to the 78, yeah, to the 78, and you went down to your smaller time frame. So you had a swing, look at market structure. You had this push here, and then this push here, and then this push back down here. Wait a minute, hold on. No, I wouldn't have seen it that way. Hold on. So you had this break here, right? And then this push down, push back up. So once you started getting, now this is the swing I really would have been looking for to get broken, but you still have some minor swings up in here. If you go down to your 30-minute, and what I am looking for right now, I like to see, now, as this for me wasn't a real, I don't consider, the wick broke past this zone. I get it. That's considered the breaker structure. But for me, I need to see, a part of my trading strategy is I need to see a body close to consider this the swing high, right? So in order to identify something as a swing high, so you have this low and you have this high. Price can either go down and make this the swing high because it broke this low, or it can push up, break this high, and make this the swing low. This is now your swing low. So whichever high or low is broken, the low of that is your swing low. So if price came in here and started doing this, I'm not trading this one because it's counter trend. But as soon as price started breaking this high, because this low was broken and then price came and broke the high, I know that, well, I'm not going to say I know, but more than likely, you can trade this back and at least up to this high at a minimum. Or you can fib the last swing low and then trade it up to the -27 or even the 618 if you want. So with that being said, like I said, it all depends on what type of trader you are. I'm going to delete all this. It all depends what type of trader you are. If you want it to go to, matter of fact, I think last week I marked this up as the swing. So you can either mark up your swing high, specifically on the 4-hour or the daily or the weekly, depending on what type of trader you are, and then you mark up your low. Okay. So once price got here, you could have marked up this zone. We know price is bullish. Price is now in our base of market structure. Price is in our zone, right? So always know where you are on your chart. Again, price pulled back to the 78. I'm expecting price to go up to the negative, at least the -27. If it does not go to -27, I think we went up to at least up to here. This is always TP1. This is always TP1. -27 is always TP2. And then -61 is always TP3 if it goes that far. But from the 78, and then I'm gonna go down to here, it's 334 pips. And I think that happened all this week. This 6.
So Kim, are you considered to be a swing trader based on the strategy that you're showing?
I'm not a swing trader now.
Okay,
I
or
try,
intraday?
I try to be, but I don't. I'm not. Yeah, more of an intraday. Like I can do 2 or 3 days as long as those days are not in a negative. If
Okay.
those days are in a negative, if I'm in the negative for more than a day, I can't take it. I can't take it.
Yeah. So, I just want to know, I was following along pretty good, but where did you start your fib? Did you start it at the last swing low?
Last swing. Yep.
Okay.
So from this low to this low. Now, if you, of course, if you're a swing trader, because this would be your low, and then this would currently be the high. So you would wait for price to pull back to here to then continue it up to, which was the -618 from this minor level swing, from this last swing, or up here to 195.5 for the last move, right? Because now you're identifying these swings. So this, sorry. Now you're identifying, here's a swing here. This is your pullback. You have a swing here. This is your pullback without breaking those lows. And now you have a swing here. So because these are equal highs, we don't know what price is going to do unless it breaks this low. If it breaks this low, then I'll look for the pullback to sell. I'll look for the pullback to at least sell down to our 78. One,
Okay.
because you see there's an area where price has not been mitigated. There's been an expansion move. Price never came back to mitigate this imbalance, this imbalance, this imbalance. So I'm expecting price to pull back to the 78, might even come to the 88, and then continue pushing to the top side.
Okay. Yeah,
However,
I'm definitely not a swing trader either. I'm definitely more intraday, but I'm also trying to make sure that I'm not focusing on trading every day if I don't see the
yes,
move. So
yes.
that's what I'm trying to get more disciplined with that.
So I recommend to go to your 4-hour, mark up your swing high and your swing low. And you can go to your daily as well. Like I said, for me, the swing is the swing. I still see this whole thing as the swing. Again, there are some zones here. Like before price started selling, like this was the low, and then this was the high, right? So I personally was waiting for price to break this zone, before going in for a sell, because now this has become a strong level of support. And I'm sure if I looked all the way over, it would be in alignment with some level of support and resistance. So anything in between, and this is definitely the key. Anything in between, like in between here, and I'm just gonna change this color for a second. Anything in between, I say leave it alone. Again, trade the trend. So price has been bullish. So once price came here, you're looking for buys. Now we're on the 4 hours. So once price pulled back to this zone, you're looking for entry somewhere in here on the lower time frame to then take it back up to this zone. Okay, and then it pulled back. So now you're looking for entry to take back up to this zone. Now it didn't go all the way up to this zone, but it did go up. You still have to keep in mind that this came back up because we have an order block here, right? So price pushed up into that order block, reacted, and sold back down to the zone. Now, I'm not saying you can't trade from zone to zone, because this is the counter trend, but I'm saying know how to get in the trade if that's the case. So with that being said, if I were on the 1 hour, probably need to see what the 30 minute, 15 minutes is doing. But so once price went up here, went from zone to zone. Once price got here, it tapped into an order block, right? So the zone should have been from, this price is bullish, I'm always going to give 20 pips. Okay. And then you take it up to the next zone. And I normally take it right to the top, to the bottom or the top of the zone. For instance, like this move right here never came back into the zone, but I'm going to take my TP to that zone. Unless it starts showing me anything else, then, but that's where I will take my TP. So this pulled back into the order block. As we see, you have imbalance, you have an order block. Now, had this just come right here, I probably wouldn't have gotten in the trade. I'm always going to take it from the order block. If I missed the order block, so say price pulled down and it didn't, say if I was taking my zone, my entry from the zone, which is where I usually like to take my entry from, right? But price didn't come into the zone and then started breaking structure to the top side. And then started breaking structure to the top side, then I'm going to look for an entry to continue to the top side. So this broke structure. I'm going to use my fib. I'm going to take it up. I like for price to come to the 78, but price is not going to always come to the 78, okay? The only thing I see that's not mitigated in this zone right here is this imbalance right here. So this order block. So I would have said, okay, price broke my structure. There's imbalance here. There's nothing else here to be mitigated at the time. So once price pulled back here and started, this right here is actually an order block on the, probably the 1 hour. So price broke, where's my break of structure? Fine. Where is it? Oh, right here. Okay. So on the 1 hour, price broke. This was the order block. That was the order block that I was saying. And then the price pulled back into the order block and then left the building. Okay. Back to my zone. So once price gets to your zone, like I said, I take my money, I go, and then I see what else is going to, what else is going to tell me. I'm sure I didn't take this right here back down. I'm sure I didn't, because I would have wanted it to break here, this low. I would have wanted it to break this low to then pull back, which actually it did, now that I see it. It did break this low right here. And then this pulled back into the order block and then sold back down to the zone. That is all that I look for. I just look for a break of structure. Matter of fact, with this here, this push up here, I would have been looking to buy because price pulled, pushed up, price was creating higher lows and higher highs. Okay. So once price broke through, and I'm telling y'all the wrong way because I'm telling y'all don't trade the middle, but because I know because I'm familiar with how the market moves, especially on GJ and US 30, this is where I would be stacking my entry. So this would have been the first entry. And then at some point I would have started stacking. So don't trade the middle unless you're stacking. And what I mean by that is don't trade the middle unless you already have an entry from your zone that is already in profit. So now that I have another break here, right? have another break here. Where am I expecting price to come back to? This inefficiency right here. So now I'm waiting for price to come back to here. And I'm just going to leave that there right there. And then you can take that up to the zone. And then the next break for me would have been this zone here. And so the next inefficiency would have been right here. Okay. And then you take that up to the zone. So that's how I would have stacked in the middle. If I'm trading the middle, I'm stacking a trade that I've already entered from or near my zone. That would have been a great entry right there. Does that make sense? Anybody have any questions? Any questions? And again, from the bigger picture, this was my last swing. So I'm waiting for price to come back to, and if you don't use the fib, if you're just doing, which I do all the time, I don't usually use the fib primarily. I'm trading based off of market structure and price action. So this was the swing. Let me go to the 4 hour. This was my bigger swing. So I'm waiting for price to come back to this zone and react somehow, some way, somehow. There's imbalance in here. There was even some imbalance in here. It didn't come back down to there, but it came back here. Pretty much broke back into the zone, broke through the zone, broke back into the zone with an order block, a bullish order block. So price came back into that zone and then back up to this zone.
So, can you clarify like what makes a zone per se? Because I was clear on the top zone, but then is it like the imbalances is kind of what creates the
No,
different zones?
the zone is a strong level of support and resistance for me. So as you can see, well, let me say this. I like to mark up the swing highs, the swing lows. So on the 4 hour, before all this happened, this was the swing low. This was the swing because it broke this zone here. I mean, it broke this high here. So this was my swing low. Once price came here and started, then this was my swing high. Let me delete these out of here. Right? This was my swing high. So now, as you can see, price consolidated for a little bit and then broke out. And when it consolidated, it tapped this zone, almost tapped this zone, tapped this zone, tapped this zone, tapped this zone. So it became a very strong level of support, right? So once price breaks out, I'm expecting price to come back. Once price breaks through support, I'm expecting it to come back as resistance and go to the next level of support, which is right here. And just my swing highs and my swing lows are those levels of support and resistance. And you can see price tap, 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 tap. This was a level of resistance. Finally broke through, came back as a level of support. Now, sometimes price is not going to come back down here. It's just going to keep it. If you keep buying, my phrase is buy until you can't buy anymore. you buy, it didn't come all the way up here. It started breaking down, but as soon as it started breaking structure on a smaller time frame, you could have gotten out that trade. I was about to say something. I lost my train of thought. And we'll see what happens here. So what I'm waiting for right here for GBP JPY is it's creating some level of structure, right? So I'm waiting for an impulse move to close below these lows. I'm waiting for the impulse move to close below whatever structure it's going to create, because it might keep going up, right? So if price gives me more bullish momentum, because remember, I'm looking for price to go. I'm looking for price to go. Let's go to the daily. Did I mark it up? Weekly? Maybe I didn't mark it up. Did I erase it? I did. Oh, I did clear the screen. I cleared the, okay. So I'm looking for price to go to this high. So with that being said, if price breaks above, but when I say break above, I need to see like this. You see how price broke out and then pulled back? That's what I like to see. I like to see the impulse move, and then I like for price to come back here and show me and reject or show me bullish momentum. So now, once that happens, I can just mark up this little minor level, or this little minor zone here, and at least take price up to the negative 27, or because we don't know that this is going to be the high yet, right? So if price pulled back to your zone, pretty much almost to the 78, almost to the 78, not quite, but it pulled back into the area that gave an impulse move, and then you can take it up to negative 27, or so once it got to the negative 27, and let me just show you right here, show you what to look for. So you don't get out the trade. So you don't hop out the trade because you think price is pulling back. So and I'm going to zoom in. All right, so this is your negative 27 once price pulled back. So if you set your TP to the negative 27, or you can set an alert at the negative 27, price gave at the, what was this? Hey, that was my birthday. Gave a more bullish momentum. So once you saw this bearish candle, or you saw price selling down, and I'm telling you, don't look at it on the lower time frame, because you're gonna think price is really selling when it's really not. Price pushed back into the order block and then started pushing up some more. So it gave a bearish candle, tapped into the order block, sniper entry into the order block, and then started buying back up, right? So once you got, and how I was taught was, when you see the color flip, that's when you should pay attention, right? So even when you saw this and you saw the color flip, You have to pay attention. My thought would have been, oh, this pushed up and gave me a bullish order block. So maybe I'm gonna take mine to the negative 618 instead of taking profit here at the negative 27, because I got a bullish order block, price pulled back into it, and then pushed up to the negative 618. That's when I would have gotten out the trade. That's really when I would have gotten out the trade. Because what I've learned is at the negative 618 or the 618, whether it's negative or positive, that price is going to give you some kind of reaction as well. That's what I know about the fib. So price pushed that and then pushed back to the downside. But if you had just gotten out at the negative 618, you would have your profit, built your equity, and then you would have waited for the next move. And the next move would have been, I'm on the 1 hour, but I think it was a 15-minute order block right here. The next move would have been from that order block back up to this zone, which happened. So if you just trade from zone to zone, again, and if you feel like trade in the middle, you can trade the middle, but know that you're going to get a little choppy. It's going to be a little choppy. Or try to psych you out into thinking it's selling, like right here. It gave a whole bearish order block. But if you know where you are in the market, where you are between your swing high and your swing low, this bearish order block should not take you out your trade. Matter of fact, it broke structure here, pulled back, broke structure here. That was just a pullback to mitigate these imbalances. That could have been your second entry. And then price pushed up, pulled back, not breaking the low. It didn't break this high. It didn't break this low. And then price continued to push up to the top side. So if you just trade from zone to zone, and don't trade the middle unless you know how to stack, then I think you'll see a little. Any of my zone traders out there? Kai, Terry, Chanel.
I'm here. I'm here.
Is Chanel here? Hold on.
Yeah, she here.
Chanel,
I'm here.
you ready today?
Yeah, you can go over it today.
Why you don't sound so happy about it?
No, I'm just tired.
Oh, okay. You want to do it
I
today or
didn't
you
say
can
nothing
wait?
either. I didn't
Yeah,
say
we can do
nothing.
it today. That's fine.
Okay. Denise and Lincasia. Oh, who else is on here? Any questions from that? Tracy, Rogia. Hey, Rogia.
No, I'm good so far. I'm just actually pulling it up on my trading view on my
Okay.
computer just to see if I can identify it myself, the
Okay.
zones. But yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you.
If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Cherry, Britt, Baba, Adrian.
I'm good. Thank you, Kim.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
I'm
Chanel, you good, Cherry?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
good.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Cherry, you good? Terry,
You talking to me or somebody else?
I'm talking to Terry with the
Yeah,
T.
I'm good. I'm
Oh,
good.
okay.
I'm good.
Okay. Just checking. All right. So Chanel is our second runner up for the challenge. and she's going to explain how she got in the trade, how she marked up her chart, how she got in the trade and then out the trade. And then Kai, you want us to go over yours today? Kai posted hers in the group, in the chat, how she got, well, her entry and her exit for her. Oh, you have to show your entry and exit thing too, Kai. Chanel, both of you. Or did you post it already, Chanel?
You said the actual trade
The actual trade.
itself? Yeah, it's in Discord. I can pull it
Okay.
up.
Okay. I'm gonna look for it.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, let me stop sharing. Hold on. Okay. And I wanted to say for how I just showed that, you can definitely do it on, like I said, smaller time frame, or like the 4-hour or the 1 hour, and still trade from one key level to the next key level. All depending on what kind of trader you are. Ooh, was that Girl Scout cookies? That was greedy. That was greedy me.
Okay. Yeah, that was Girl Scouts. I already had it up. Okay, so I did Bitcoin. Yeah.
Not cherry berry.
All right. So I marked up this level, I think. Let me go down. Let's see if I can remember what I did. Okay, so yeah, I marked up this level here. This is the daily. This is the daily. And then I think I was here when I marked it up, and I seen that it broke. And then I was waiting for pullback here, and it
So
pulled back
where was your
into,
high? What was your swing high? Up there. Okay. Okay.
yeah, yeah. Um, so daily zone here. I think I went down to the 30-minute. Was it 13? Lord. It must have been 13. But anyway, so it back up into the zone again once it broke, right? And then I was waiting for a break of structure, and I think that was on the 15-minute. Where is it here?
Okay.
Okay, so here, and then it broke out here. This would be the break of structure I was looking for. I was waiting for the pullback from this impulse move for the break of structure, and that would be here. And that's where I took my entry, and my target was the daily zone here. And that's where I
Yes, yes, yes. I'm trying to find your thing in the I'm trying to find your thing in Discord. Okay, so how was your, okay, I see it. I see it.
You said,
How was your okay, and what were your thoughts on how you traded that? Hmm?
I did pretty good.
I mean, like,
I
were you
think I did.
scared? Were you like, were you,
Um,
did you feel good
I
about where you were taking your trade?
actually did feel this good on this one because I don't normally trade Bitcoin. But when I took it, I guess I was very confident once it did, because it did
Break.
exactly how you taught it. And
Mm-hmm.
so I wasn't concerned at all, right? Even here, I wasn't concerned because I knew the ultimate target was down here.
Yes.
And I didn't see any breaks of structure here.
Back up.
So
Yep.
it didn't really make me even nervous to get out the trade.
I love that. Love, 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 love that. Okay, so it said you got in, oh, you trading from your let's see. It said your entry was 43426, 43426. Mm-hmm. Mm, 69, and then your exit was 4203. My girl. I was gonna say something else. I was gonna say something Denzel said, but I ain't gonna say that. My girl. Okay. Okay. That's what I like to see. I love to see it. Thank you, Chanel. That was pretty
Thank you.
that was pretty
It makes
simple.
more sense to me now. So
Huh?
I
It
say it
makes more
makes
sense.
way more sense to me. Yes,
Good,
from
good,
that
good,
one
good.
class I came to. So thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so let me just say this, because Isaac and I had a week, we had a time this week trying to get that account for him, and that thing just went through today. So now that I know what to do, then I'm gonna reach out to you after the call, and we'll get your account.
Okay,
Okay.
sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Kai, did you say you want to you good now or no? You said Kai acting funny today because she's a winner. Okay, so Kai's not home, so we'll get Kai either sometime later this week or maybe weekend. And then so all of them can get started on their challenge next week. I can't wait.
Kim, what days do you all meet? Is it every day?
So I do the beginner session on Fridays.
Okay.
Um, and then it's every Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. So someone else teaches or goes over the charts. Someone who's on Monday, was it Ebony? No, Ebony's on Wednesday, I think. Each day someone's going over the chart at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Where are you located?
I'm in Atlanta.
Oh, you're in Atlanta.
Mhm.
Alina's in Atlanta. Um, so yeah, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Todd is on Tuesday. Ebony, I mean, I'm sorry, Elfie is on Monday. Todd is on Tuesday. I think Ebony is on Wednesday. Rose is on Thursday, and then I'm on Fridays. So, and then Todd does a Saturday morning call at 11 p.m. or 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, well, so after the beginner session, I stopped the recording and we just started this last week. And then I'm going to pull up the weekly order blocks for the week and then go over, do the weekly analysis. So if you want to stay on for that, you're welcome to do that. But I'm going to end this call right here. But you can stay on. You can stay on.